Welcome to TAKEADITO, your freshest takes from a Peruvian perspective. This show is all about the hottest takes, the best takes, the worst takes, maybe even all of the above. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, please, we're here on YouTube every single week, so throw in your comments. But welcome to TAKEADITO, episode 1. Today, as we kick off the last international break before the World Cup, we are talking about England, my second nation. Let's get going. All right, some of you may or may not know this, but this little lug of a country was where I was born and raised after the age of 11. So even though my blood and heart is all about Peru, parts of it are filled with sausage and PG tips. All right, so let's talk about England as they get ready for the Nations League against Italy and Germany and what we can expect in this international break, the final one before the beginning of the World Cup. Let's begin with the most pressing issue, everybody. These Nike World Cup kits. First of all, everybody calm down. They're a shirt, not an organ. So whether you love them, hate them, or could care less, just know this. England's fate is not down to a shirt. All right, some people really disagree. Check some of these tweets out from a few on the bird side. All Nike World Cup kits are trash. I don't care who says what. To some serious tailoring notes as well. Gemma says, wow, these Nike World Cup kits are bad. Terrible necklines, weird shoulder seam situation, awful patterns. The central stripe on some of them is badly proportioned and badly positioned. Just not good. Gemma, damn. All right, you really took it to another level with the tailoring skills there. And this guy apparently really hates them. Nike's World Cup kits have ruined the World Cup. All right, timeout. My guy, compa, come on, man. These kids have ruined the World Cup. For what it's worth, I dig them, especially the away one. That one is a beauty. But regardless, please, everybody, just calm down. Your life is gonna go on. So will Nike's, trust me. Anyways, nobody's beating Mexico. So have you seen those? Everybody's just fighting for second place. All right, let's talk about the squad. This is the squad for the September friendlies. And like I mentioned, this is the final international break before the World Cup. All right, listen, I know that everybody wants to jump at Gareth Southgate's throat, but let's just begin with a positive for a second. Ivan Toney. I'm very happy to see him here. His 5 goals is an injection to this team and pretty much what the 3 Lions need in order to spice things up front. We know that Harry Kane is a pinpoint man, but at the very least, Southgate is thinking to himself, I need some other additions. I need somebody else that can offer something different. And to me, Ivan Toney could be that person. If he doesn't make it to the World Cup, so be it. But I like the fact that Southgate is thinking outside the box. So I'm sure Brentford is proud as hell. All right. Let's talk about some of the negative. And I know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. Everybody's pretty much in the same agenda here. I really think that at this point, Gareth Southgate, more so than any other England manager, is such a loyalist to certain players, regardless of club form. And to me, that's a problem. Okay? I'm going to skip the goalkeepers for a second and really focus on the elephant in the room, Harry Maguire. Look, there is no doubt that Harry Maguire has been a tremendous servant for the England national team. No doubt, including Euro 2020. But 4 appearances this season, 4 losses, 8 goals conceded. That, to me, doesn't scream an England national team call-up, especially over the likes of somebody like Ben White, where their arsenal are perfect so far this season. I understand his game elevates itself with the 3 Lions, but I think this message is pretty perplexing. Because it basically says, no matter how you play for your club, I will always be a loyalist to you. And that's a problem. Maguire's not the only one, by the way. Luke Shaw, for example, again, great at Euro 2020, but I have no idea why he's here. Staying with Manchester United, I'm sorry, Manchester United fans, but Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, for example, you know, they should probably be here over the likes of somebody like Jared Bowen and Jack Grealish. I know he had a good weekend this past weekend, but, you know, overall, I think there are other players that deserve it. James Maddison, anybody? So to me, it's a little perplexing on how Gareth Southgate remains on this one thing. I'm a loyalist to you, not your club form. I think that's a problem. Look, regardless, this is the squad. This is the final selection before November, of course, before the official roster heads to Qatar. This is a very good opportunity for Gareth Southgate to see what works and what doesn't. The biggest question here is England itself. Okay, for years and years, and especially young fans have been questioning the Three Lions because nothing major has been won since 1966. The men's England national team need to take a little bit of advice from the women's side and really use this World Cup in November to finally say, we are here, we are ready. I mean, we always talk about the Premier League, how it's the strongest league in Europe, nay, the world. So it's time for them to deliver. Now, let's not forget a few things. In 2018, Gareth Southgate took England to a semi-final, and that was the first time a manager from England has done that since Sir Bobby Robson in 1990. So it's not like all the records have not been achievable. England can do this. But coming into this World Cup, England are deeper than Euro 2020 final, which they lost to Italy. They are deeper than that 2018 for sure. There is no excuse to, at the very least, win the group and go far. Nay, I say get to the final, because after Brazil and Argentina, England should really be a big competitor for this World Cup, no matter what anybody says. The question is, ultimately, eternally, can they finally deliver? Let me just finish off with a player to watch. And I think that everybody, at least from an England fan base, is in agreement here. I'm focusing on Jude Bellingham, who at this point deserves to start, never mind just be in the roster. The 19-year-old from Borussia Dortmund has been delivering for club, both domestically and in the Champions League. Now, Jude's biggest obstacle is the strategy itself, because Gareth Southgate likes a conventional, practical midfield with the likes of Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. One of them maybe won't even be there due to a shoulder surgery that might stop him from going to Qatar. The other one is not playing well these days as West Ham United continue to struggle. This break right now, this international break, this Nations League 2 fixtures is a great chance to have Jude Bellingham from the get-go. I really hope I see that happen because he deserves it more than most. Jude Bellingham, I hope you start in these next 2 matches. All in all, England fans, this is it. This is the beginning of the 1,000 steps to try and finally reclaim the World Cup after not winning it since 1966. All the ingredients in there. The talent is there. The manager is there, regardless of the criticism. And the depth is there. This is doable, but it begins with these Nations League matches to see how far they can advance. The biggest enemy to England is England itself. Can they deliver in Qatar? We're going to have to wait and see. But as for now, in September, hopefully we'll get more answers and questions.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.